Good day everyone, my name is Matt and today I'm here to discuss the impacts of assessment strategies on student learning with regards to the algebra and number strands of mathematics. For this presentation we will be using Chen and Allen's definition of assessment in that it is used by teachers to test student competencies and to improve teaching. For the purpose of this presentation we will be focusing on the algebra and number strand of the curriculum. The Australian curriculum provides a framework for how children should be taught and at what achievement standards they should be as they move throughout the year levels. The assessment strategies that we will discuss include assessment for learning, also known as formative assessment, and assessment of learning, also known as summative assessment. Formative assessment is the process of gathering information about the student's understanding of the content to allow the delivery of appropriate assistance to improve the student's performance. Peterson and Ciodat studied 1,574 students over a 3-year period to investigate the impacts of formative assessment. Frequent multiple-choice quizzes were used as formative assessment for the experimental group, who alongside the control group also received summative assessment at the conclusion of each learning period. Furthermore, immediate feedback was provided to the experimental group based on their responses on each quiz, while the content and delivery from the teacher was altered to improve on these results. Students who engaged with formative assessment produced consistently higher final exam scores and a greater number of students achieved a passing grade. These aligns with other findings, including the fact that students who were assigned formative assessment achieved scores up to 11% higher on their algebra examination. Some of the benefits of formative assessment include the use of short, multiple-choice quizzes as formative assessment provide immediate feedback for the teacher on student progression, allowing the teachers to adjust the content and delivery of the curriculum. Students who receive formative assessment also show higher classroom attendance and content retention, with particular improvements from students with learning disabilities. And up to 71% of teachers recognise formative learning is very important for assessing student weaknesses or areas of need, while 67% use formative assessment to alter their content and delivery. Possible limitations include classroom and time management, as well as method of assessment, which can hinder its effectiveness. Formative assessment can be influenced by teachers' confidence in their own competencies or abilities, and Peterson and Ciodat noted that their findings did not support improvement in students' learning outcomes, which could potentially be attributed to the quality of feedback or prior understanding. Summative assessment is provided as part of the conclusion of an educational process, designed to determine a student's competency. It is generally in the form of a test, examination, or task, which allows the student's scores to be quantified and compared. Mourinho, Leite, and Fernandez conducted a study comparing the use of summative assessment in 2 schools which greatly differed in performance. Classroom observations and teacher self-reports suggest that both schools focused almost exclusively on summative assessment, providing students with exam-style tests at the conclusion of each learning period. These tests allowed the students to create comparison between students with regards to mathematics, which in turn allowed each school to be ranked based on their academic performance. Higher achieving students show a pattern of high test results across their school years, with the motivation and combativeness cited as potential factors. And some students also show a gradual progression across the study. Mourinho, Leite, and Fernandez note that summative assessment allows teachers to better assess their students' capabilities, prepare students for the pressures of future examinations and experiences beyond school, promote students' motivation to study as well as encourage healthy competition, encourage students to take ownership of their learning, and save valuable class time. Some limitations of summative assessment include competition only benefits high achieving students, with others demonstrating high stress levels due to the nature of summative assessment. Teachers may limit their education to the content of the assessment to improve or justify a grade, as opposed to furthering a child's development. As mentioned previously, the use of short, multiple-choice questions allows the teacher to build a measurable portfolio of the student's work. These should be maintained to demonstrate a child's development or improvement, while allowing the teacher to monitor any areas of weakness in the child's learning. Formative assessment allows teachers to report on a child's development, while summative assessment allows the student's performance to be compared, allowing the teacher to report to the parents their achievement in relation to their peers and the standards set by the curriculum. In conclusion, assessment has a direct impact on students' educational experience. The algebra and number strands of the Australian curriculum have quantifiable achievement standards. Formative assessment can be used to monitor a student's progress and alter the lesson to improve a student's performance, while summative assessment allows students to demonstrate their knowledge and ability. All student assessments should be kept to demonstrate the learning progression and demonstrate the teacher's ability to deliver the curriculum. And reporting to parents on development and child's competencies is critical. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation.